Hey guys, Mckenzie Fayne here. We are going to discuss everything teen mom, young and pregnant. Stick with us.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
All right, guys.
Hello.
Welcome. I'm your host, Mckenzie Fayne, and I have
Hazelee Catino.
Hazelee Catino with me. We're going to break down episodes 9 and 10 for you guys, just catching up, and we will discuss 9 first. So we'll jump right into it. A lot has happened in these first couple of episodes, but I just want to start with 9, and we'll switch over to episode 10. There's just so much. These girls just don't stop. It's crazy. So episode 9 is called I Deserve Happiness. Hazelee, what were your overall thoughts of this episode?
I thought this episode, it was definitely a little more chill than the next two after that, but still so much happened. So, yeah.
All right, well, let's jump right on in. We're going to start talking about Brianna first. She has gone through so much in the past, like even last season. I mean, you guys all know she has been through so much. I mean, the move with Brayson and his disability, which doesn't really set him back, actually.
It doesn't at all.
The only reason I guess I would say that is just because she's just gone through so much worrying about him and making sure that he's getting what he needs and doing what he needs, but he's always like ahead of the game. So it's really cool. And I think in this episode, she talks a lot about that.
Yeah, she does. I mean, she had to childproof the house because he gets into everything. Like, his disability doesn't hold him back at all. So,
yeah. I mean, she does such a good job. I mean, so in the beginning, we do talk about how the mom, Brianna's mom, talks to her and just kind of tells her that she's losing patience. What do you think of that?
I don't know. I thought that was interesting coming from her. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I thought it was so true.
Yeah.
I thought it was so true, and I was a little bit shocked, but it sucked. I was like a little disappointed. Let me know what you guys think. Have you seen Brianna lose patience with Brayson throughout the episodes? I mean, I know she has a lot on her plate, like we were saying.
Yeah,
but
she does. And financially, too. She's been having a lot of trouble.
So we know with the hospital bills that she's had, which she just really doesn't care about.
Yeah.
At all. Like, she's like, I'll take care of them when I take care of them. If Brayson's taken care of, then that's fine. Which is probably not the best mentality.
No, because if her bills aren't taken care of, then Brayson is not taken care of.
No.
You know?
Well, she's thinking of it, and that's how you get yourself into trouble.
Exactly.
Like, financially. You get into debt, and then you have all these other issues, and now you're just piled high with all this anxiety about bills.
Exactly.
So Brayson, she says, she was young when she had him, and it's just really hard to kind of stay patient, and I think she's realizing that.
Yeah, she is. And she did take that well. Like, she didn't really give back much to her mom. She was like, okay, you're right. Like, I'll be better with him. So that was good.
That is so true. I didn't even think of that. I mean, if somebody came at me, I'd be like, what do you mean?
You would not take it.
But, I mean, if it's true, then it's true. So what are you going to do?
Exactly.
So nothing holds Brayson back. So we got to talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
I mean, this kid, he's missing half of his limb. And he just surpasses all of the expectations that they could ever have for him with flying colors.
I know.
And it's just so cool to see. I mean, he doesn't have his whole forearm and hand.
I
know. And he still is like into everything. Running, like just doing the craziest things, climbing, and it's just so cool to see.
It is awesome.
He's doing so great. So they do have to baby-proof the house. That was super funny to see.
Yeah.
The toilet, he's just opening and putting everything in. So funny.
Yeah.
And I really loved the swimming lessons. What did you think about that idea?
Yeah, I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cute. How the heck is he going to swim?
I don't know, but I mean, it's definitely possible.
Yeah, I don't put it past him for sure. All right, so Rachel.
Oh, my favorite.
I know, she is literally my favorite. There is so much that happens with her. She always has like the drama.
She gets herself into she's like, I don't care. Like, but it's all her own fault.
It's just so crazy. So, in the beginning, I was just dying laughing because Rachel says something about, like, her mom, Stephanie, says something about watching the babies. And Rachel's like, what do you mean? And we know she gets very defensive when it comes to Mallory and Emerson, her sister and her baby, and how she's always just pawning Emerson off on their mom.
She is.
And so she's just like, what do you mean? I don't need anybody to watch Hazelee. Hazelee has a whole ass dad to watch her.
And it shows like him in the bed with her, and it's like.
And I mean, I'll say it again and again and again, but why is Jacob never wearing a shirt? He's never wearing a shirt. And when I don't get it.
Him and Drew, and when they are wearing a shirt, it's like hardly a shirt. It's like cut off.
It's so bizarre.
Oh my gosh.
So Mallory talks a lot, and we do know that Rachel's segment is a lot of like her and Mallory. We get so much of the both of them.
Yeah.
So Mallory hung out with Lane, we find out, which is one of her baby daddies. She doesn't know who her baby daddy is.
So both of them don't actually know?
Yes. Yep. They both sisters have babies with men that it could be one of two people.
Yeah, and I love how their mom is just so chill about all of this.
So chill.
So she's like, oh, we don't know who's the dad. Like, she just doesn't care.
But the thing is, and we see in the next couple episodes, she just kind of shows why, which we do know why. She wasn't there for either of them.
I really like her, honestly.
Yeah, I do too. She's very supportive.
Yeah.
And, I mean, she's like, I'll support anybody. I'll financially as much as I can, do whatever I can. I mean, she is great. But Rachel thinks that you can just say who you want the dad to be, and that's it. And not have to actually find out. That's what she thinks.
I know. It's crazy.
She goes, well, because we know that Mallory sent in a paternity test to find out if it was Lane or I think Alex is the other guy that could be Emerson's dad.
Yeah.
And so she's waiting on those results. And we know Rachel like refuses. She's like, I don't want to know because it's Jacob. Whether it is or it isn't, it is Jacob.
She's like, it's been him first. I picked him first to be the dad, so now it doesn't work that way.
It's so bizarre. And then, okay, well, I'll stop talking about that right now because I have a lot to say. So Drew stopped at Rachel's house.
Yeah.
When she wasn't home. What do you think?
No, I just think the next part is
crazy. The next part. So Rachel stops at home and then she calls him and she's all like giddy, like nervous, but giddy. Like what did you think of that whole conversation? And then when they hung up, it was like,
it's like she acts like she does. She's like, I hate him. He's awful. I would never. Jacob. And then she's like, oh my God, he's calling.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Well, she called him and she was really...
you know what I mean? Like, oh, I have to sound like I'm alone. Remember when she said that?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And, yeah, it was just so interesting. And she got off the phone and she was just like, why am I doing this? I don't know what to do.
With, a smirk on her face.
Yeah, she just... So then they go right over and pick up Drew without telling Jacob. And I'm just like... Dude, stop sitting there.
Wait, and he's just in the back seat laughing.
Oh my God, this was so crazy. They pick up Drew. Jacob doesn't know. She's getting all anxious when he gets in the car, and she goes, this is Hazelee, obviously. He's like, hey.
He's like, what's up?
This newborn baby, she's trying to wake the baby up. He's like, that's so mean.
Oh my God.
And then all of a sudden you see it rushes on her. And she's just gets nervous because she's in this situation now.
She's like, I'll bring you inside. And the whole time she's like, he's going to kill me. This is it. I mean, we're over, me and Jacob. Why are you bringing him in then? You know?
Why did you need to do it right then? Just because he contacted you, it doesn't mean you need to rush into it. I didn't understand that.
And then once she does bring him inside, they're all sitting in there and she's like, that's it, I'm out. And she grabs the baby and leaves.
Yeah, it was really, so she gets all anxious while they're in the car and he's laughing. He's like, I think it's funny. Oh my God, she's risking her relationship over this.
Yeah.
And it's whatever. So then she goes to get Jacob and she leaves Hazelee with Drew.
Yeah.
I was blown away by this. You guys, let's continue that conversation in the comments below. Let me know what you thought because I was freaking out. I mean, we don't know exactly how long it was, but this is a tiny, tiny baby that we're talking about.
I know.
That this random guy that just met her 4 seconds ago.
Laughing while he met her.
is meeting her. And did you see the creepiest wave that he did?
Yeah.
When she left? He was like,
oh my God.
wiggling his little weird fingers. But, you know, it was cute. He ended up, like, just holding her, and so it was fine.
Yeah.
But you're right. So they go get Jacob. He wouldn't come in. So she's like, leaves.
Yeah. She has this dramatic exit. And, I don't know.
And then Stephanie has a conversation with him.
Yeah.
With Drew.
She does.
And she kind of just says, like, Jacob loves Hazelee. Like, he loves her more.
Yeah, she says, she's like, we all know my daughter's, like a bitch.
Yeah. And she says, you know, Jacob loves Hazelee more than Rachel.
Yeah.
He's attached to that little girl, which is so cute, but whatever. At the same time, it's like, and can we just talk about looks-wise? Who do you think that baby looks like?
It's hard to tell, but
I think
definitely
it is a
Drew.
spitting image of Drew.
It looks more like him than it does Rachel.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think so.
I couldn't believe. I was like, we need to do a poll.
We do.
Because really, Rachel has nothing to do with that baby in my eyes. It's totally Drew. I don't even know. You don't even need a paternity
And forget
test.
about Jacob, though.
Jacob looks nothing like that baby. But also, like, we know that. Like, Rachel has said many times that she's 99% sure that it's Drew. So, and we know, we can see.
Yeah, we can see.
We have eyes. Okay, so let's talk about Kaya for a second. This is sad. This situation, and it really breaks my heart, her situation with Teazah, just because there's so many feelings involved, and I think it's a lot to do with, like, miscommunication and, you know, not making either one feel as comfortable as they should and being there for the other person because they're just having these awful feelings.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Right?
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of Teazah. I always say it. I love her. I think she is just so great.
I love her too. I think she just needs to be more open about how she feels. You know? What do you think?
She is.
You think she is open enough?
I think she is, and she gets shut down. So that's where the disconnect is. I think that Kaya doesn't want to deal with the issues of, I need to let Xavier. Well, this is what I thought at first.
Okay.
Until
after.
Okay, yeah. So, because, okay. So, she has to deal with this, like, wants to keep Xavier in Amour's life.
Yeah.
Right? It's his dad, all that. But she also has this girlfriend.
Yeah.
And she's like stuck in the middle. How do you even deal with that? You know, like, what would you do in that situation?
Yeah, no, that
if
is
you have
difficult.
This baby, your dad's in jail.
Yeah.
And you have this girlfriend. And she doesn't want you to see him. What would you do?
Well, that's difficult because that is the baby's dad, you know?
Would you take the baby to see him in jail?
Oh, God. I mean, if he had never met the baby, then I would.
Really?
I think so. I mean, it's also someone else's baby. It's not just yours.
I just feel like I wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I'd be like, I can send you pictures. I can send you videos to your mom and she can show you them, but I'm not going to
she's
jail.
also strained relationship with the mom, too.
Yeah.
So
or, like, whoever.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, like, I don't know.
That's true. Like, do you want to bring your baby in that environment all the time? And, like, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. That's such
tough.
a difficult
it's tough,
situation.
But.
So, Kaya asked Teazah what she can do to make her feel better, which she does that a lot. And I think that that's such a good thing about their relationship. They both kind of will say, what can I do to make you feel more comfortable? What can I do to make you feel better? What am I doing that's making you upset?
Yeah.
So their communication is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is they're not taking care of each other's feelings to me.
Yeah, like they have step 1 down with like asking how they feel, but then when they do share how they feel, they just like
don't accept it.
Yeah, or they get too angry or let their emotions take over, and then they like, you know, it's like immature almost.
Yeah.
It's like they just like act right on how they feel.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, Teazah's so real though, because at one point she just says, you know, that's not my child.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any say over the baby. I need to be an adult about this. I need to make sure that I'm making the right decisions and not starting fights with Kaya just because of my ego and things. So she has such a clear view on it.
She definitely does.
But I just think she needs to be taken care of a little bit more. Like
she does.
Like Kaya needs to be like, I know it's hard for you. Like she kind of, I feel like, needs to cater to her a little bit.
It's almost like she says she knows it's hard for her, but then she doesn't like do anything to help. Yeah. You know, she's like, I understand. Like, just tell me how you feel. But then does nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
I mean, so, when does she? So, is it that next episode that they go to the jail? That they actually go to the jail, or is it this one?
No, I think it was the next.
No. This is the episode they go to the jail. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So they, she's all anxious about this visitation to go to the jail. Mm-hmm. And the visit with Xavier was a lot more intense than she thought, she says. And at first, I didn't know what she was talking about. I thought, like, what went through my head when she said it was a lot more intense I thought he was like, you need to fix the relationship with my mom. He's 5 months old. He hasn't seen my mom. Mm-hmm. You know, I thought he was mad about that, and it was intense like that. Yeah. She was going to be like, I'm never going back.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't like that. He wants to be with her when he gets out in 4 years. He wants to have a family because she never had a family, and I was just shocked.
Yeah, I was shocked.
I was also shocked when he says that she doesn't even know what she wants. She wasn't like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then how does that make, you know, Teazah feel? Like, now
she's seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on national television. Like, she's definitely seen it. So I mean, I wonder.
The fact that she had to even like be like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Yeah, that's tough.
But he says it would be the best thing for Amor, and he's kind of like talking her into it. Mm-hmm. Like, no, it's not. The best thing for Amor is to have a healthy, happy life and not be forced into a relationship that's just because it's the dad. But she doesn't know if she wants to be with Xavier. She doesn't know if she wants to be with Teazah. She's getting confused. She gets upset. Like,
yeah.
What did you think of that whole thing?
I don't know. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to choose. I don't know.
Yeah,
at least for me, it's like you just should know. You shouldn't have to be like, oh, I don't know, between, you know, two different like.
Well, also, then you kind of think like if you really don't know between two, then maybe they both aren't right for you.
Yeah, true.
Right. Mm-hmm. But she doesn't want to raise Amor with Teazah because she can't accept that Xavier is his dad. Mm-hmm. So she's like, you know, I just feel like part of her she says part of her wish is that she never got back with Teazah. Mm-hmm. And she said, like, this was so deep. She literally said that she feels like she only got back with Teazah because she didn't have anybody else. And she was lonely and it was comfortable.
And that's not fair at all.
No. And so that's what made me change, like, my whole thought process about Kaya just completely changed in this whole thing. It was just sad. I mean, it's like, this poor girl.
Me too. I love Teazah.
She's helping so much with this baby. Does so much for this baby. Mm-hmm. I think Kaya's a great mom, but it's like, let this girl go then if you are going to struggle, you know. So another person who's struggling with relationship drama we know of is Ashley in this show. So she goes to LA. And now this on and off again, don't know really what we're going to call it, relationship with Bar is confusing.
So confusing.
I can't take it. I mean, literally can't.
I don't know.
So she breaks it off with him because he's not doing anything. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't, barely doesn't have a car. All
But
these
does
different
she
things.
really break it off with him? She didn't.
No, that's
and that's her problem.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. She had said a couple episodes ago that she was only sleeping with him because she slept with him and she wants to sleep with somebody.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's confusing to him, and it's and he's gonna think that there's something more. So when she goes to LA, and now she has this secret guy coming around, and now he's calling.
He's blowing up her. We don't know for sure.
We don't
yet.
know about the guy yet. Yeah, in this episode,
but Bar is blowing up her phone.
Blowing up
her phone to the point where she said she can't even go on her phone.
Yeah,
because it's just him calling.
So she blocks him.
Yeah,
and
he doesn't
shuts
like
the
that.
phone off. No, doesn't like that.
For her 6-hour car ride.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah,
that was really bad. Because what if something happened to somebody?
Can you imagine? Holly? Yeah, that's really bad.
But I do have to say, and again, what do you think? Because I just do think that it's a little bit hard to tell.
Well, she's leading him on.
Yeah, it's hard to tell Bar, what are you doing? Why are you so obsessed with me all? When he has no reason to think otherwise, that you wouldn't be picking up. So
that's
it is going to worry him.
But that behavior shouldn't be accepted anyway.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
If they were in a relationship?
Yeah, that doesn't make it okay to call her 1,000 times, That
is true.
And shut off her phone on a drive, But
you know what? If I think back to the episode where she goes to Vegas on a girls' trip, I know, she's always on a girls' trip.
Yeah.
She's FaceTiming him every couple hours.
Yeah.
And they weren't together. They were broken up.
Well, I mean, that's definitely...
So he's probably what the hell's going on?
Oh, yeah.
Freaked him out and thinking there's a guy, which, I mean, there was. We know that.
Yeah.
And, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I know. She is leading him on, but the way he acts is, totally out of line.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's just hard to reason with her just because now and I've always stood by her. I've always, thought she was so great, so, noble to leave him and get her degree and have this baby and she was really doing really good. But my views of her just were tainted after this past season 2 or Teen Mom 2 reunion show where she goes on and just blasts Jade and pretty much every girl.
Yeah.
Every teen.
That was kind of surprising.
It was so gross. Is the perfect word, I feel like. Just gross and embarrassed. I was like, this sucks. I was actually sad for her. Why I didn't even know you were this. It was so bad.
Yeah.
Ugh, so bad. I can't even. So, Ashley gets back from this trip.
Yeah.
And she's talking to her mom about it. What did you think of this conversation? Do you want to tell me a little bit about the mom and Ashley conversation?
Yeah. So, I mean, her mom was talking to her about Bar.
Yep.
And saying that I think you need your own, space. I think you need space. And I think she was right. You know? There's not going to be any moving forward without space from him.
Yeah.
As far as I think. I don't know.
So, yeah. So, that's kind of what came out of that conversation was I need to have this break in between co-parenting.
Yeah. Exactly.
There needs to be some boundaries, and you can't have that.
Because they don't have any boundaries.
No.
And then we see that later when she's, with her therapist.
Yes.
Yeah.
How cute was Holly, though, when Ashley started tearing up, and she's like, "Mommy
she's
hurt."
Like, "Mommy hurt." And that was that was sad.
No, it was really sad.
Because it sucks that the kids have to see their parents be upset in that way, even though they're so young. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
definitely does something.
Definitely. But it was just so cute. She wiped her tears right and she's like, "No, I'm fine. Mommy's okay." She was such a trooper about it.
Yeah,
and
she was.
I do like that. I mean, you can't take away. She's such a great mom.
Yeah.
To that little girl. So, Chris, her sister, which is Ashley's sister, love, because every single episode, anytime Chris is involved, and she always has the best advice.
She does.
always has the best advice. Always tells her, pretty much will tell her off when she needs to. We'll tell her that she's wrong. We'll tell her that she's right. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's nice because I do feel like Ashley respects her sister. And Ashley, being the type of person that she is, needs somebody like that.
Yeah, she does.
So that is very good. She just says, you can't, because at one point Ashley says, she goes, you know, want to know what it is? I think that I can't fully detach myself from Bar myself is because I feel like when I stop seeing Bar's going to stop coming around to see Holly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Chris just said, you can't make anybody be
That's
in
his
anybody's
choice.
life.
Yeah. That's his choice if he wants to do that.
And you see it with Kayla. You see it with, a little bit with Briana, Kaya, all these girls. I don't feel like I would be like that. Like, wanting so badly to keep these men in these lives because I'd be like, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I can't really speak.
I mean, unless the break from having them in their lives lets them work it through. Yeah. Unless that happens. But
I just think, like, there's so much worse. Like, more damage is done when you're just forcing these guys.
You shouldn't have to force them. If you have to force them to be a dad, then they're not going to be a good dad anyway.
Yeah. Oh, it gets me so heated, you guys. I just can't. Let's move on to Kayla. Poor Kayla.
I know. I really feel for her, honestly.
I know. What makes you say that before we get into it?
Well, off the bat, I mean, she seems really genuine.
Yeah.
She seems like a good person, and she's not for causing the drama. She's not about that, and then the drama just comes to her, I feel like. Yep. So I feel bad.
I know.
Yeah.
I do feel so bad. So Stefan this guy, like, I can't. Isaiah's dad is just, it's awful. Almost like, well, it's like he's awful, but it's almost like he convinces himself that he's a good dad.
Yes.
And that he blames it all on her.
It almost seems like to me, though, he's arguing about, you won't let me see him, fine. It's like him being like, that's his way of like trying to not see it's his way of trying to get out of being a dad. Do you get what I'm saying? By causing the problems, it's like, okay, fine, I won't be in his life.
Yeah, he wants an excuse.
Yeah, he wants to make it look like it's her fault, but it's really his.
Yep.
I don't know. That's what I get from it.
No, that I totally see that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's crazy. He's just so crazy. And I get, like, speechless when I come to talk about him, I feel like. And I know I've spoken to some of the fans that comment that they just feel the same way about him, too, because he says, I want to see my son, but then when he has the opportunities, which Kayla easily makes them readily available to him, he starts a fight, or he doesn't come, or he makes an excuse or something. But anyway, he misses 2 visits with Isaiah, and then he misses a 3rd.
And he turns it on her, though.
Yeah.
He says, you're crazy. This is why I hate you. You don't let me see my son. And it's like completely his fault. Like, I don't know.
What would you even do in that situation?
I would probably do what she does. Change the baby's name and be like, peace. Like,
that's so true. So she feels like she should be in school.
Yeah.
She feels like
she's bored.
She's bored. She feels like she's not fulfilled. I just feel so sorry and bad for her because
the baby's due when her boyfriend goes back to school.
Yeah.
So that sucks. And then...
Not going to have help there, and he plays basketball.
Yeah, and then on top of that, if she wants to go to school now, she has to wait till the new baby is 2, because of the daycare thing that she talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's really stuck.
She's
in
so
a
stuck.
bad position.
And she doesn't, like, have any friends or any outlets. It's so sad to see.
Yeah.
But you know what? The good thing you can say about her is that it does not affect her as a mother.
It doesn't.
Whatsoever.
It doesn't. She makes sure that they're her priority.
Yeah, she does. But it's so hard to see that struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So Iowa is where Luke finally picked where he was going to go to school. We didn't know for a while. And like she said, she's kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place with the fact of like, does she move with Luke and be stuck at home with 2 babies and no friends and not knowing anybody in a new state and all this stuff? Or does she stay back, have no help from Luke, not have Luke, and, you know, still have to be lonely?
Yeah. I know, it's
so
tough.
It's like she can't win.
She can't.
At all.
And then on top of that, like, all this drama and him yelling at her, you know.
Who?
What's his name? Her ex.
Stefan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, you know, before that, I mean, she feels like, she feels pressure. She talks to her friend she talks to her friend about how she feels the pressure to make her relationship with Luke work.
Yeah.
And how would you handle being in a relationship where you just felt like you needed to make it work? Like, there was no way other than it working. Like,
I don't know.
You would just feel so trapped.
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
would.
once again, she's trapped.
Yeah.
To make it work, not only because of the babies, but because, you know, now she has this new relationship.
Yeah.
So it's just so difficult. I mean,
it is. She's definitely stuck.
She's super emotional and upset with where she is in life, and it's just so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But let's talk about this great conversation that she has with Luke about this stuff that she's feeling.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
I thought that was good. I mean, they were really open with each other, and I don't know, they were like nice to each other about it too. I liked how they weren't like, you know, like the other relationships we see in this, you know, just coming at each other. Like, they weren't. They were really understanding.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And they did such a great job. So let's move on to episode 10, Don't Feel Bad for Me, where Kaya feels like she's just walking on eggshells. She feels like she's not comfortable. You know, tell me more.
I don't know. The car scene was kind of their fight in the car. I don't know. Both of them were just like, they got too into their emotions. They were immature, I think, on both parts.
Both parts, yeah.
And then the baby gets his ears pierced, and
Teazah doesn't come in. That sucked.
I don't know. I think they just need to put their, you know, anger aside and just like be kinder to each other.
Yeah.
You know,
and listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like we were saying before, it's just they're not giving anything to each other, and and their feelings.
Yeah. Exactly.
Rachel and Jacob, they break up because of this Drew thing,
which is crazy because didn't she say she broke up with him? And she's saying she doesn't want to be broken up with him.
Oh,
like,
I don't know. I thought that.
I don't know. I think she causes all of her own problems. She really does.
So she wants someone, you know, she wants to be with Jacob, but she just wants somebody. That's what she pretty much says.
She says, she's like, I'm tired of going between the two of them. I'm like, should be.
So then like, what she does is she goes and spends the night with Drew to get back at Jacob.
Oh my
Why?
God.
What are you doing?
Yeah, and she states, she's like, I know I don't want to be with him. She's like, I hate him. He's awful.
So she regrets it, and the cycle continues.
Yeah, it does.
And there's this whole drama with the birth control.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to be on birth control.
She doesn't, but no, that's in 11 though.
Oh, okay. I'm skipping.
Okay,
sorry. Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we will.
There's a lot to talk about
definitely
there.
will.
So Mallory finds out that Lane is the father of Emerson. And this is a big shock. It's not what she expected and not what she wanted, but at least she found out. Unlike Rachel, who is going to pick verbally her baby's dad.
And Rachel says, like, you know, I understand why she would want to know the dad. I mean, good for her. Like, she says that about her sister. She's like, I get it. I know why she would want to know. Like, saying, like...
Well, I think why she said that, because I think she kind of followed it up with, I already want and know and am with Jacob, and she doesn't like care who it is. Like either one sucks, I guess, for her, she said, you know. So she isn't going to sign over custody like she was going to of Emerson to Stephanie, their mom. And Drew comes to the house again to see Hazelee.
Yep.
It's just there. Ashley goes to talk to a counselor. I usually hate the counselors, like the therapist on these shows.
I
liked this one a lot.
Yeah. And I liked how she admitted the wrong, like the thing she wants to fix about herself. Like she was like, I always go for people who need me to fix them, you know? And she like realized that. That's
so true. She just realizes that it's not going to work with Bar. And then Bar takes Holly to the tattoo shop. What did you think of that? First of all, the tattoos.
Worst. Okay, to the tattoo shop, fine. But getting...
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cringe.
I don't know. That's fine. But face tats? Like,
right
bringing
above
your baby...
his eyebrows. And just like Ashley said, she said the reason I can't be with this guy is because he won't get a job, won't get his GED, won't, you know, whatever.
And then
now he does this decision that makes it impossible.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, gosh. Brayson's dad, another one in and out. We just found out who he is. She only recently got a paternity test done. And he's, in the beginning of this episode, you know, my girlfriend was the one that told me that we shouldn't be together, or I shouldn't be in his life. But now I want to be, and she's just really annoyed with it. And I guess he's like saying, where's my son? What's my son doing? What's my son? Like all this stuff. She's just so annoyed with it. Yeah. And by the end of the episode, he's like, I don't want to be in his life. He can contact me when he's
older. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Bye.
Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
She was good on her own. She didn't even want him in his life anyway.
Yeah.
Kayla goes to the 20-week appointment with Luke for the first time that he went to the appointment, which kind of sucks.
I know, that does suck. I mean, he's been busy, but still that's...
Yeah, and then we have this infamous phone call with Stefan, who bails on Kayla again.
And you know what he says to her?
What?
He says, you get pregnant and you get so bold.
Yeah.
I hated that.
I know.
I hated that. Like,
that was so bad.
No, don't say that to her.
She does get very, like, I don't know if I can say this, but whatever. She gets very, like, ghetto all of a sudden. Like, she changes how she talks.
You think?
Yeah. When she gets, like, hyped or,
well,
like,
she was getting mad. Yeah. I can see it.
All of a sudden, she's like, you don't even know.
No, I know. I know.
But, yeah, I mean, I thought it was so good how she just stepped out and talked it out with him. But he is such an idiot. He's on the phone. She has to call him because he's late.
Yeah.
She's like, are you coming? He's like, can you give me a break? I just woke up. I slept in. Can you give me a break?
No, that's an example of him trying to switch it on her and be like, see, it's your fault. Now I'm not coming.
Yep.
Like, she didn't even do anything wrong.
Yeah, it was just so bad. So she leaves to fight with Stefan, and she just ends up saying, visits are done. Go to court.
Yep.
Done. I can't do this anymore. You've missed the last 3. Now you're making it all about me and I'm the issue. Mm-hmm. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, gosh, guys. That was a lot of coverage. But let's do a little special segment for these 2 episodes.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. So this special segment is going to be called Grown Up Moment. So we are on Teen Mom, Young and Pregnant, which we all know. So let's focus on who we thought had the most grown up moment in these 2 episodes combined. Okay. And what would you think that moment is? Do you have one?
All right, I need a minute, but
you need a minute.
You
want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So the most grown up moment to me, I thought, was Ashley when she's in with the therapist and she kind of just realizes, and she's just like you said, realizing her flaws, noticing them, acknowledging them, but then understanding, like, taking that leap and that step of, I need to set boundaries with Bar.
Yeah.
And things need to change. And I know I can't see myself with him.
Yeah.
So that was my moment.
No, I definitely agree. I actually had that written in case I needed it, but
I stole it.
no, I think that was definitely a grown-up moment to realize that, and like to be able to accept that that's what she needs to do.
Yeah.
But I think she needs to act on it for me to really call it a grown-up moment, you know?
Okay, yeah.
So
True.
that's how I feel about that. But other than that, I don't know. I mean, Brianna, although it wasn't really anything significant that she did, she just overall to me acts pretty grown up. So I don't know. I think so. Don't you think?
All right. Well, there you have it, guys. Those are the grown-up moments.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. Where can we find you, Hazelee?
Hazelee Catino on Instagram.
On Instagram, okay. You can find me on Instagram at Mckenzie Fayne. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Stick with us for episode 11, the latest episode of Teen Mom, Young and Pregnant. Lots to cover, guys. Have a good one.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.